Birth. I am darkness, crying against the light. There are fingers scraping my face, my eyes. It is you. It is you. I am eating your eyes. A river of pain is splitting my body. I am curling up like a leaf. I am me, is what I remember. I am me. Perfect. Chapter 2. 3 Summers. I was sitting under a large palm when my grandmother called to me from the riverbank. "Come here, river baby." She and my mother were standing in a small shallow pool that had formed in the mud of the riverbank. My grandmother's name was Monkey Mother. When I reached the pool, she took my hand and bent down to speak to me. Her eyes were shining like moon water. She placed her mouth against my ear and whispered, "Lie down, baby." Her voice sounded far, far away. I laid myself down in the black, shallow water and looked up at the lazy, cloud-filled sky. Suddenly, without saying a word, the two of them grabbed my wrists and ankles and lifted me up and flipped me over like a stretched tide. I could see myself in the dark pool. My eyes were shining. I had the strangest thought that the eyes looking back at me didn't belong to me. Right then, I heard a voice inside myself. "Listen to me, little one. Your eyes no longer belong to you. They belong to the long scar winding down the center of your face and body." My grandmother and mother held me there for a few moments. Then they flipped me over again, so I was once more looking at the lazy, cloud-filled sky. My grandmother whispered in my ear, "Remember what you saw in the dark pool, river baby." Then the two of them dropped me on the river bank and began sweeping the pool clean with stalks of grass. When they finished, my grandmother sat me up and held my head so I couldn't move it. She looked at me like she was very far away and told me she had brought me to the pool because she wanted me to see what she had seen the day I was born. "When you came into the world," she said, "your face was veiled with skin, and I knew you were going to be a great leader." I split the veil with a flint and scraped it back. Your eyes were looking straight at me like they were speaking to me. A scream coiled up inside me like a snake. I grabbed the flint and carved a winding river down the center of your face and body. "Why did you do that?" I asked my grandmother. My hand became possessed. I couldn't stop it. "What does the river scar winding down my face and body mean?" I asked. "It means you are going to be a great prophet." I looked at my mother. Her head was bowed. She had been silent until now. Without looking at me, she whispered, "Your name is no longer River Baby. That is the name we gave you until it was time to tell you your true name." "When is that going to happen?" "Now," she whispered. Her eyes were dark and shiny. "Why now?" "Because you are being reborn as I speak." "How do you know?" "I can feel it. So can your grandmother. You could feel it too if you didn't ask so many questions." My grandmother nodded. I tried to stop, but I couldn't. "What am I to be called?" I asked. "River Mother," she said. "Do you mean my children will be rivers?" "No, it means your children will be river things." "You mean water?" "No, not water." "You mean fish?" "No, not fish." "What then?" "No one knows that." As soon as she said that, I felt another body enter my body. "Who is that?" I asked my mother. "Who you really are," my mother said.